and this is something that I had so much fun doing.
Yes.
I was enjoying it, and then people started calling me up, booking me, and it got busy. And then I realized, shoot, this could actually be something.
Yes.
So I had to pick, I had to make a choice, decide what I was going to focus on more, what I was going to do more of, and I chose makeup, and yeah, I had to go in with it and do it 110%.
All right, so it's not an easy thing if you're starting a business. So on the CEO bench, we often bring people who have reached a certain degree of success in their businesses. And we start by looking at the leadership abilities of such people or such individuals, and you are no different from that kind of individual that we look for on the CEO bench. And the CEO bench look at the leadership, self-leadership. Your story is very fascinating. First of all, picking yourself and spending a lot more time trying to research about what you want to do and actually doing it. In Uganda, we are not known, or mainly in Africa, we're not known for a lot of research and development before we start our business. Our businesses are usually started with, oh, my auntie is doing it, so I may also as well just do it, or my cousin is doing it, I think I love what my cousin is doing. But from your story, you're saying you started by going to YouTube and trying to make sure you actually get all of this done. Mona, I want to take you to the first question, which is, why did you pick yourself? I know you said you're really passionate about it, but leadership is about picking self and giving self meaning. What drove you to giving yourself meaning as a leader? To us, we qualify. Can we hear some more from Jaja? Of course, Jaja is going to play for us that song, Kitenge. You've heard it, the sound, beautiful, and we're going to dive into how Kitenge is going to make it to the world stage as planned by Latif Shah.
Abamina bakyala mwena naddala bali erudde eri mu North London kyembakudira kiri kimu butekubagiza wadde embeera za korona bangi zatutagula kakati tuve mu mayumba kitengi pateyi n'ensonze bumale ate nga tetusaanidde ddala kugisuwa mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'emivumba tujja kwambala bitengi byokka Designer Latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatunga mu nnyonyi Maliki Jeni ne Hawa abo basibi banviri alo tujja kuba nabo Anifa wa makeup Mariamu yedikoleta konne popini ebyokulya bingi nnyo ebyekifirika Madamu Sala Shoshi ebitaddemu umukono Olivia Katharini Nalima Maka manyinga ulira Kolono twambala ebitengi byokka Kolono twambala bitengi byokka
you know, to do the kind of work that like I do, you need to educate yourself. We are unfortunate that we don't have a school of arts management here in this country, and I don't think anywhere in East Africa. Yeah. So it's very difficult for someone to understand the scope of the work that we do. But if you want to learn, if anyone who is a programmer out there and who wants to really engage in these theories of learning to do things differently, you have to, you know, study. Like, I think the bottom line, the basis of this business is really to study culture economics. When you study culture economics, you will understand the process of understanding culture. It's a very public, good kind of approach. Yeah. You put yourself there as a sacrifice. The way our president said, sacrificed his hand and kept this to himself. Yes. You know, so you also have, no, it is serious. If you have to understand that when you learn culture economics, you understand the basics of arts management, the basics of programming. So when you do that, then you understand that when you put yourself into this job, you are sacrificing yourself for the better good of the rest of the industry. Yeah. And that means that you're going to put your interests aside, and that's what many people don't understand, and put the interests of the industry to be your first priorities. Yeah. When people ask me, why are you always working? Because I decided to make 99% of my time to work. And I decided not to be an artist because I realized that if I am an artist and I want to be an arts manager, I'll not be able to do the same. I put my 99% of the time in my work, and then the rest 1% I share it with the people next to me.
There's always that influence of our parents, okay? With Ugandan parents or African parents for that case. Books before everything else. Yeah. Okay, so how is it with your parents? Do they support you playing basketball? Or it's these things of you have to hide and make sure no basketball photo of you goes up on social media? How is it with your parents?
My parents are very supportive. Yeah. They are very, very supportive. I actually thank God for that. Because we have had fellow teammates where they have to hide, like you've said, hide or facilitate themselves for anything and in everything about basketball. Yeah. But my parents are very supportive. When it came to the time of, I think I'll make it on team, what, the passports, they made sure I get it on time before even anything, before it was even confirmed. The COVID, they made sure I had the shots like on time. Yeah. If it is the shoes that I need, I'm not going to hustle. They're going to give me that money and I buy the shoes. Basically, even if I say I have training tomorrow, at this time, they'll give me the transport and everything. They're very supportive. That is for sure. Yeah. So I don't know how to hustle when it comes to basketball. Yeah.
Welcome to the CEO Bench this week. My name is Okila. How is your week? And are you a CEO? Are you looking for some inspiration from those who have made it so far? And if yes, in the studio today, we bring you the story of a young lady who is now the new CEO of Mona Faces. And she's a makeup artist. And she's been doing this for a very long time and already in the studio. So welcome to the CEO Bench. Mona, how are you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
So your name sounds like a French name.
Maybe it is. My real full name is Monalisa. So Mona is half of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And welcome to the CEO Bench.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to start the interview straight from the very important point of, first of all, knowing who is Mona. In a nutshell, who is Mona? Where did you come from? Where did we find you? Who brought you to this world? Where are they? What happened?
That's long. That's going to be really long.
Yes. So we want to know the long and short of all of it, yes.
Okay. So my name is Mona. I am a self-taught makeup artist, Ugandan, born and raised in Uganda. I have been doing makeup for 6 years now. Professionally, I've built a business around it. I'm a full-time makeup artist. I own a makeup studio at Kisamenti at the Bistro. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Really brief. It's very brief. Yeah.
So we want to know, did you study makeup?
I did not. Like I said, I'm self-taught. Okay. So I started doing makeup when I was still at uni. I was 22 when I started doing makeup. In my second year at MOOBS, I was doing office and information management. Yeah, and I wasn't a big fan of that. I've always been an artist. I've always been into beauty growing up. So yeah, eventually I started doing makeup for my friends for fun. And I met a few friends who were also in photography, Lavington and Hillary. They had Blush Media at that time. And we decided to create content for social media and posted the pictures, and they went viral. And then, so when it does, yeah, the rest is history.
Well, to all the people joining us all across the world, we are talking to Monalisa, and of course, she's the CEO of Mona Faces. Mona Faces is one of the makeup studios straight out of Kampala to the rest of the world.
The first.
And the first professional one that we know. Of course, there have been many people doing makeup business in Uganda, but you seem to have revolutionized the whole makeup business and taking it to a whole different level.
Yeah.
Mona, we just want to get straight to the interview. The girl child is known for always not thinking outside the box. And you said while doing your office management bachelor at MOOBS, you decided that you were not cut out for what you were studying. What informed your decision to pick up yourself from that point to do what you're doing now?
I'd say for me, I was mainly led by my passion. I'm a very passionate person. I like to do things that I want to do. Like literally, I'm not going to do something if I don't want to do it. So I would say hated. I wasn't a big fan of what I was studying at that time.
Yeah.
I've always been an artist. I thought I would do art at university, but you know how they decide what course they give you. Then they ended up giving me that, and I was bored every day. So when I started to do makeup, actually I would have classes in the day, and then at night I would go and buy those. There used to be those MBs, you know, those MBs that would go from like midnight to 6.
Yes, to morning.
To morning. Yes. So I would watch tutorials the entire night. Yeah.
Wow.
And then the next morning, I'm excited to try it out on my roommate at hostel.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how it started. And then social media had also come up, Instagram. So we started to post our pictures, and this is something that I had so much fun doing.
Yeah.
So I was enjoying it, and then people started calling me up, booking me, and it got busy. And then I realized, shoot, this could actually be something.
Yes.
So I had to pick, I had to make a choice, decide what I was going to focus on more, what I was going to do more of, and I chose makeup, and yeah, I had to go in with it and do it 110%.
All right, so it's not an easy thing if you're starting a business. So on the CEO bench, we often bring people who have reached a certain degree of success in their businesses. And we start by looking at the leadership abilities of such people or such individuals, and you are no different from that kind of individual that we look for on the CEO bench. And the CEO bench look at the leadership, self-leadership. Your story is very fascinating. First of all, picking yourself and spending a lot more time trying to research about what you want to do and actually doing it. In Uganda, we are not known, or mainly in Africa, we're not known for a lot of research and development before we start our business. Our businesses are usually started with, oh, my auntie is doing it, so I may may also as well just do it, or my cousin is doing it. I think I love what my cousin is doing. But from your story, you're saying you started by going to YouTube and trying to make sure you actually get all of this done. Mona, I want to take you to the first question, which is, why did you pick yourself? I know you said you're really passionate about it, but leadership is about picking self and giving self meaning. What drove you to giving yourself meaning as a leader? To us, we qualify you as a person who is a leader. You picked yourself, gave yourself meaning, and started to do what you're doing today.
Oh, that's a very interesting question. I don't even think I've been asked that before.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I just found myself in that role. I don't think I've ever looked at myself as a leader. It's only now that I'm already doing it that I'm like, oh shoot, I actually am leading people, I'm teaching people, I'm mentoring. It didn't start out like that. Like I say, it started out purely passion. This is what I enjoyed to do. I didn't mind waking up at 4 a.m. and doing it until midnight and doing that same routine again and again and again. And then eventually I obviously had to, I got busy, so I had to employ people, I had to employ other girls. I love to work with girls. I employ only girls. No offense, but like literally all the makeup artists I work with, the manager at the store, my manager, even my graphics designer now is female, so I love that. So I like found myself in that role already, and then now I was like, okay, I need to I think I try to read more, I try to find as much knowledge as I can. I don't think I am there yet, but I try my hardest to like, to like mentor other people and work with them. And I also love to share. I think that's where the leadership maybe comes in. I like to teach what I already know, so I'm always teaching people how to do. I do master classes, I train people at the studio, and most of the people that I train how to do makeup end up being my employees. Yeah.
Parents are usually not quite easy with children, particularly when you decide to do something that they don't feel comfortable with, something that they didn't send you to school to study. And then you say, we sent you to school to study office management so you can become a serious, significant person pursuing a white-collar job, and you're telling us this thing called makeup artist. What are you talking about? We don't even understand it. And how did that go with your parents, by the way? Your dad and mom, when you first told them, yo, this is what I want to do?
Well, unfortunately, my father had already passed.
Louder? More
yeah,
okay.
So my father had already passed. He passed when I was in my senior 5, right before I turned 18. So I only had my mom, and my mom is a very, she's a free spirit. She's very easygoing, and I'm very grateful for that. She really just lets us do what we love to do. And I've always been, I'm the firstborn at home, firstborn of 3. I've always been very responsible and also very strong-headed. Like, I know what I want.
You don't look like though.
I am, Don't be fooled. I'm very stubborn. So like, I'm one of those people, if I've decided that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I don't even feel the need to talk to anyone about it. Like, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. Everyone else will sort themselves. That's my mentality, or has always been from like growing up. So that made it easy. So by the time my mom even noticed I was doing makeup, I had already like, she was already hearing it from everyone and everywhere. She knew that I was passionate about it, so she wasn't surprised, but then how it quickly picked up, I was already making money, booking clients. I had a whole entire business cards, what, like, I was already a professional, like, by
from
the time,
campus, before you graduated, for you're already in serious business.
For me, I was already a business owner, like,
All right, it's interesting though, this is a bit of a personal question to you. He said, sorry, your dad passed, may he rest in peace. But fathers are usually very close to their daughters. I see my friends with their daughters, I see other CEOs with their daughters, and the seat where you're seated here had the former executive director of KCCA, Andrew Chitaka, engineer Andrew Chitaka, and he's talked very passionate about his family, and they're very close to their daughters. Before your father passed on, what was his dream for you? What was he thinking that you should become in life?
My father wanted me to be a banker.
Yes.
Yeah. I was also very close to my dad. He was my best friend. I honestly believe if I was still alive, I would probably be somewhere in the bank trying to figure it out.
Yes.
But because I always, not because he would force me to do it, but because I always wanted him to be proud of me, so I would end up doing something. I knew for a fact that I would have ended up doing something that he wanted me to do. It's only after he passed that now I was like, oh shoot, now I'm in charge. I have to do what I want to do.
And having been the firstborn.
Yeah, and having been the firstborn, I had to make right decisions, not only for me, but even for my siblings. And now I work with my sister. She's a lead makeup artist at my studio, so at our studio. Yeah, so yeah, it's fun. But yeah, if my dad was alive, I would definitely be a banker. Yeah.
Wow.
Even though he was an artist and his aunt taught me how to draw.
Yes.
So
But he wanted you to be a banker.
yeah, parents always want us to do things that are
different from
what they did or beyond them. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're talking to Mona, the founder and the CEO of Mona Faces. And if you're looking for inspiration as a young person, I think Mona's story is quite good enough for you to pick up from. Straight out of university, thinking outside the box, and you can see that she has some really very distinctive leadership qualities. And we often say in leadership that leadership abilities define the level of effectiveness of a person, and I think self-selection has gotten Mona to the next step. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Mona is going to be sharing more about working with her sister and more also about starting that business. We're going to dive into the deep end of that business so that you can understand what a typical day like as a CEO, how she was able to turn around the business of making up people's faces to look beauty and beautiful, and bringing smile to people, and making money out of it as she loves it. And of course, I'm going to ask her to try and give me a makeup in the studio. I never wear makeup, but today I'm going to wear makeup since Mona is here. Stay right there, we'll be right back. This is the CEO Bench.
Oh my God, I completely forgot. So I'm going to start by moisturizing my lips, and for that I'm using the Risa Naturals Lip Love grapefruit, luxurious lip love grapefruit, guys. It's a long name, but anyways, I love this lip balm, one because it's made in Uganda, and it's all natural ingredients. I've been using this on my clients and myself a lot lately. It's very light, very moisturizing. You guys need to get into it, most especially if you're Ugandan. If you're in Uganda, you need to support your own. And yeah, so I'm going to go into my face, and for that I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralized Charged Water Moisture Gel. That's long, but this is what I'm going to be using to moisturize and prime my skin. I'm using a flat foundation brush. I feel like I need to use my hands to get this applied on better. So now that my skin is primed, I feel like my face is glowing. It definitely feels more moisturized than it was before. I'm going to go in with the foundation, and for that I'm going to be using, where is it? I'm using the Candid Revlon foundation. I'm using the shade 540. I haven't used this in a while, but I love that it has some full coverage. I'm going to give my face all the coverage that I need. So I'm going to just quickly dab that all over my skin. I feel like I do this for you guys all the time. You guys know the process, but also, yeah, do you guys want to see a full detailed new foundation contour highlight tutorial? I feel like my technique changes all the time. Do you guys do face first or eyes first? I know it's easier, if you're just getting into makeup, you want to do your eyes first before you can do your face, because you don't want to mess up what you've done on your skin. And I used to do my makeup like that before, but now I feel more comfortable doing my face first, getting the skin out of the way, and then I can start creating with the eyes. Because with the face it's almost the same thing, but with the eyes it's something different. So I always just want to do my face perfectly, blend the foundation, do my contour, highlight everything, do my best, and then work on the eyes.
Welcome back to the CEO Bench. My name is Okila, and in the studio is the founder and CEO of Mona Faces. She is one of Uganda's first professional makeup artists with a professional studio in Uganda. And I'm sure you've heard her story already and how she's pushing things forward. Mona, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
We're going to go straight to our interview today, and I'm going to go straight to the first question, which is, how did your business survive COVID-19? And what were your biggest lessons before we went through COVID-19, or lessons picked from COVID-19 as managing business through a crisis of COVID-19?
Okay, so obviously COVID was a surprise to all of us, but I remember one of the main things that I was so grateful for in COVID was my online presence. My Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube platforms like literally saved me. I'm glad, like, because I had been already, like, my business literally grew on social media. Like, that's how I started, and then eventually got a space, had a studio, blah blah blah. But social media was where I was, you know, advertising first, posting, talking to clients, engaging with people. So when COVID hit, that was the only way of like reaching out to clients that we had. That's the only way I could share with my clients, talk to them, stay in touch. And during COVID, I was doing a lot of content creation. I was posting videos every day on my YouTube. I was doing lives on Instagram and Facebook, and literally just engaging with clients. I was selling a lot of product, which also helped me a lot. So it wasn't as bad as it would have been just because I had an online presence. I feel like having an online presence for a business, it's very important.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people were doing makeup during the stress period of time. Where were they going, the ladies?
I was teaching people how to do makeup.
Okay.
Yeah. So most women were trying, a lot of people during COVID were trying to get into new things, learn new hobbies, you know, because we're at home for a long time. What do you do? Yeah. So I started doing online classes. I was doing classes with people all over the world, in the States, wherever, like South Africa. I was teaching people how to do their makeup. And I was doing all of that on my phone, by the way. Wow. So yeah, I learned how to use, to do Zoom meetings during COVID. Yeah, those are things we were not doing before. So literally, I feel like COVID just taught us how to stop, think, and like really think out of the box and find ways of like communicating better with your audience. Yeah, wow. I think that's what I learned.
Wow. And so you've just mentioned something very fundamental in your remarks. You say that you feel like having an online presence is fundamental to business going forward.
Very key. Yeah, yes. Very, very.
How and when did you discover this? At what point in your journey of the lockdown did you go?
Did I discover that it's important? I always knew it was important. But then when COVID happened, that is all we had. The internet was all we had, and people were consuming almost everything on the internet. People were like bored at home, and there was nothing to do, there was nowhere to go, so you just had to watch content. So yeah, I always knew it was important, because remember, that's how I started. I posted my small like pictures on Instagram with my small following, and then I kept doing it consistently, and the following just kept growing over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mona, somebody is saying, can you please ask Mona to speak slightly louder? She's always louder. Have you intimidated her? Certainly not. I'm not intimidated.
He's just
Mona.
so much louder than me. You're louder.
Intimidating her.
Yeah, you're louder.
I just want to say this to somebody who is watching out there. We are live on House of Talent Uganda /HTV, and we're live on Twitter from wherever you are, even if you're driving, whether you're in the States or in Denmark or in Australia. Please follow. Mona is live on television, Mona Faces. And of course, we are live from our YouTube studio, so you can get as much as possible from there. So please share it far and wide, and make sure all your cousins, sisters, grandmothers, grandfathers, and everyone is watching. Mona, question number 2. You have a thriving business as a business led by a woman, a lady. What is it like leading a business as a woman? What is it like? How does it feel like to be where you are right now as a lady leading people, other ladies in your business? What does it make you feel like? Things of leadership is all about men owning business, but now we're seeing women owning business. How does it feel like from where you sit?
You know, it feels great, but for me, what I am more grateful for, like what makes me really happy, is empowering other young girls. Literally, that is where I find my joy. Just teaching them how to do things on their own, how to do makeup, how to do their businesses if they want to, how to even just work with me and grow with me, and just miss watching other women grow. I think that is what really makes me happy. Yeah, that's where I find my joy. And I also just intend to grow and do more than I'm doing right now, and grow with the women that I'm working with now. And yeah, I feel like the future is bright for women. Yeah, it really is. Like before, women have always been scared to do things and try out things, but it's changing. Everything is changing, and we're about to be in charge. 110%. I believe it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is scary for some men out there. They must be saying, "Oh,
yeah.
Mona is saying they're about to be in charge.
We are.
What are we
I
going
can
to do?"
feel it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this question. So, what are some of those business challenges that you face as a CEO, and how have you navigated them during the period that you've been running the business as a CEO, as a founder of Mona Faces, but also as a CEO?
Well, you know, every day there's a new challenge. Something comes up, you learn, you read about it, you grow, it stops being a problem, then another problem comes. But I would say maybe just running the kind of business that I'm running in Uganda, it's hectic because, first of all, makeup is highly taxed. Like, literally, it's highly taxed. And, you know, because it's a new thing, people don't expect, women are still like, okay, we are getting there. We're not where we used to be. In the beginning, you don't find any makeup distributors or stores, and women were not used to spending a lot of money on makeup, yet actually makeup products are expensive. Beauty products in general, skincare is expensive, and then by the time you get it here and they tax it 65%, like, whoa, it just goes up. Then how
tax is 65%
for makeup. So for anything beauty, cosmetics, it's bad. It's hard, and it just keeps getting harder. Like, I just wish like the government could help us. Like, I feel like they just keep frustrating business people more and more and more and more, and you just have to have a strong head and heart, and yeah, to survive.
Wow.
I think for me,
yeah,
right now, that's my biggest challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, but hopefully things will change. I mean.
Okay. I didn't know, but thank you for that insight. 65% is quite a higher chance of tax, chunk of tax being charged.
And the economy really is not doing so well.
Okay. Mona, we're just going to go to the third question, which is, in business, leading your team can be very difficult. I feel it from where I sit. I know many people will feel it from where they sit. What did you do to hire the right people in place? for Mona Faces as a CEO? What processes did you go through? Because it's not easy to find people. You seem to be very happy, you're relaxed. We're not seeing you saying, okay, I need to run back to the studio right now. There's this customer calling me. But you are here and we're doing the interview. So what processes did you go through? What did you do? The insights that you can share with us as a CEO. For any other CEO out there, a lady who's trying to start a business who doesn't know how to get the right people in the business.
Well, I would say patience. This is something that I used to struggle with a lot. I am so grateful to God right now that I actually have a team that I love, that is reliable, that I can rely on, and also that my clients love. It wasn't always like that, of course, and partly because I was also not there yet. You know, I needed to read more, I needed to learn more about motivating your employees and how to and I think I'm still learning. I'm constantly reading a lot of business books, trying to find knowledge and learn how to, just learn how to do better. But also, what I would say helps me is, just being patient with my employees, being patient with them and teaching them. And also, I think I'm a very intuitive person. So sometimes your instincts just tell you this is a good person, this is not, And also I'm a hard worker, and I love people who are very hardworking. So that usually draws me to the people that I end up working with eventually. If someone is not hardworking, they're not hardworking, they'll never do the job. Even if you motivate them 110%. If they're not passionate about it, they won't do it. So I've been blessed to find people that are passionate and that are hardworking and that are excited to grow with me.
Wow.
I don't even know if I'm answering the question right.
Well, you've actually answered the question well, because most times young people, the one thing I've picked from Mona right now and this morning and on this day and on this interview is that be patient with people. But Mona, how do you be patient with a person who is not seeing the direction of where you're going? Do you communicate your vision to your people first when you bring them in? Are they just excited to work with you? What motivates them that make you feel like, oh, is it the vision, they see where you're going? And they say, I want to be part of this. I think it's sharing, just being transparent and letting them know that, this is not all glam and exciting and what, it's actually hard work. You're going to work really hard, but then where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself going? What do you want to be like in 5 years? And you'd rather build something with me than just, stay figuring it out, and before you know it, it's 5 years and you've not really built something. So just showing them that we are going somewhere, we are building something together. I think that is encouraging for most people. Okay. Mona, before we take our second break, I just want to ask you this question, still on question number 3. How do you continue to keep these people motivated? Is it because you sold the video well to them, or you're paying them well? How do you keep them motivated?
I think, it's a struggle. Every day you learn. And every day you learn, and people's wants and needs change every other day. And what excited them last year may not be as exciting for them this year. But constant communication. And reminding them what the vision is, and also them seeing it, because I feel like people sometimes get demotivated working with someone working with a company that they feel like is not going anywhere, is not growing. So once you put in the work and you show this is where I want us to go and this is where we're going, and every day you're doing something new, you're creating something new, you're going somewhere, they see that you're going somewhere, they want to go there with you. I think that's what helps me. And also just being a nice person, listening to them. Because they also it's our business. So you basically spend a lot more time as a CEO listening to them than you talking to them. You listen to them, and they usually have a lot of things to tell you, a lot of insights, like, Mona, change this, do this. Sometimes they're the boss of me. Well, that's a big lesson right there. Sometimes they're the boss of me, and this is coming from a CEO who is not just talking because she's talking. No, she's earned the right to be on the CEO bench, and she's here because she has a story to tell. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we will toss to Mona on the first success of the business on the CEO bench, and Mona will be telling us how to do the makeup. And if you want to learn how to do the makeup, please
call your neighbor, call your cousin, tell them Mona is on TV. Meanwhile, I'm being dissed here that the skin doesn't look the same. So, when I come back from the break, we want to see if Mona is going to turn my ugly faces into some beautiful faces, right? The CEO Bench will be right back after the break.
So I feel like the foundation is well blended on my skin. I'm now going to go in with my highlight, and for that I'm going to be using my Elegant Pro Concealer. I'm using the shade Toffee. Applying that underneath my eyes. Center part of the forehead. Bridge of my nose. You guys know the drill. I'm sure you've seen this a million times. So I'm now just going to dab that in with my beauty blender. Blend, blend, blend. So guys, I wanted to remind you that all the products that I'm using, again, are all available at my studio, so you can come and get them, and the ones that are not available at my studio are available in town. Like for example, you can get the Revlon. I don't carry the Revlon foundation that I've just used, but you can get it at Linton's Beauty World. I think Village Mall, they have it. I like that it has really like full coverage, so if you're the kind of person who wants to have like a full coverage foundation, you can go and get it at Linton's. And it's not an ad, by the way. I just like the foundation and I know where it is, and I like to give you tips on where you can get the products in town. So the ones I have, I like to tell you I have them. The ones I don't have, I can always tell you where they are, and you can always go and get. So I'm now going to set my face, my highlight, using my Black Opal Invisible Oil Blocking Powder. I use this all the time, you guys know. It literally is my go-to powder. And packing that and pressing it under my eyes, just making sure that I set this place very well. Guys, you want to take your time setting under your eyes. Like, have you seen when you wear makeup and like you have creases underneath your eyes, like it looks like it's cracking after some time? That's because you didn't take enough time setting that powder in. You need to take your time, set that powder in. Make sure it goes into all those creases and small lines underneath your eyes. Creases and small lines are the same thing. Anyways, don't forget your laugh lines. And also you want to snatch the nose. So you put extra powder there. There. Once that's done, I'm going to go in with my contour, and for that I'm going to be using still again my Black Opal translucent powder. I'm using the shade Deep. This is also another powder that I literally use in every video, literally. You see how I've immediately like snatched my forehead, reduced that 5 head into one? That's the power of contour, guys. Contour. You reduce the forehead, you reduce the nose, you reduce everything. Cheekbones. The face is now looking snatched, chiseled. So I feel like I need like a deeper contour. I need to snatch my face a little more, so I'm going to go in with a Fenty Beauty bronzer. I'm using the shade Mocha Mami. I got this Fenty Beauty bronzer from a dear friend of mine, and I've used it, guys. I've used it a lot on not just me but also my clients. I've already hit pan with it. Guys, just first look at that. Ooh. Love this Fenty bronzer, guys. But guys, do you see the warmth that creates on my face? I love it. And I also love it for my like dark skin melanin clients. I also want to know what makeup products you guys are into. You guys would love for me to get, most especially if you're in town and you find it hard to get your favorite makeup products, because I know it can be a hassle. Just let me know what products you want to get, what products you think I should get and try out for you, and maybe give you some reviews or even stock them at the studio. Just let me know. So I'm also trying to snatch my nose a little more, get that nose contour. on. I do this at the same time with my eyes. Like I go into my crease and then just like blend all the way down the sides, like the sides of my nose. So I'm quickly going to do my eyebrows off camera because I've done them on camera a million times. I don't want to bore you guys with that. I finished snatching my face. My eyebrows are done. I'm going to go into my eyes, and for eyes I'm going to be using my ColourPop Cosmetics Bare Necessities. Ignore how my palette is looking, but I've been filling the shades in here. It's all neutrals and nudes. Obviously I'm going to go into my comfort zone, which is very neutral, very like natural looking eyeshadow. I'm going to go in first with this nude shade. It has a bit of shimmer in it, and I'm going to use that like slightly above my crease because I've already used my bronzer into my crease. I use that as a transition shade, so I kind of want this nude to go right above that, like literally on my eyebrow bone. I'm going to go in with an orange shade over here, and I'm going to take that into the crease as well, just to give me a bit of color. I'm going to create a look that I have been doing lately a lot, but I haven't been able to, I haven't done it on camera before.
Welcome back to the CEO Bench. My name is Okila, and in the studio is Mona. Monalisa is the right name, and the other name is very difficult. Umutoni.
Yeah.
Yes, she's the founder of Mona Faces, and of course, are you enjoying yourself on the show first of all?
I am. It's fun. I have some coffee with me, so
yes.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's toast to the success. If you want to get this cup, you need to just send Mona a question, and we will be able to give you a gift on the CEO Bench.
Do I get to keep mine?
Absolutely. And she's going to take a cup. Now, Mona, welcome back to the show. We're really enjoying the discussion about the business. I just want to read for you some of the comments coming here from people who are watching the show. The first one is coming from a photographer. And Onyaito Deke is a digital marketer and is a photographer, documentary photographer, which means he works a lot with makeup artists like you. You're really in sync with them. And he's saying, learning that I need to guide my daughters, not to dictate what they should do. Yeah. I think that's a good one. What do you have to say about that?
Definitely.
As a father?
As a father, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just teach them what you know, and then just let them
be what they want to be in life, and just guide them.
Yeah.
Onyaito Deke is saying, what are the challenges you face as a woman in business? Are there things we need to do to level the playing field and create equal opportunity for girls, if there are any?
Things you need to do. You know what? I don't even know. But maybe it could start with paying them more and giving them more opportunities. I feel like women in general are paid less. Like even if someone, like there are times when people try to bring gigs to me, like let's say influencing gigs, and there's a guy on that same, job, and they will automatically give them more. Maybe because men know how to bargain for themselves a little more than women do.
So you think that we should teach ladies how to bargain more?
How to bargain more, yeah. How to be more confident in themselves and what they are offering.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest problem. Like women will easily settle for a less pay than men would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mona, Onyaito Deke goes on to say, I think this is a comment, says, I didn't know that beauty products are taxed at 60%. Whoa.
They are. I pray that changes soon, but they are.
Okay. So with that challenge of 60%, how do you continue to make money to grow the business? Because the tax seems to be unrealistic for the business.
It is. It's very unrealistic, but you have to do what you have to do. I mean, if I don't do makeup, then what am I going to do? So, yeah.
All right. I have another question. Is Okila? I'm watching the show all the way from the US. I stayed up to see that young lady actually back on TV. I was shocked when she started. She dived into a field which was not quite understood and how she turned around the makeup industry. I look at her studio, she really inspired me a lot. I live and work in the US, and one of the things I want to do someday is to start the business like Mona.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks.
And it's midday in Uganda, so it's quite late in the US.
Yeah, it is.
And that right there, and I see one coming from Kenny Luchams who said, I just love the passion of Mona. The magical being. He says that's who you are.
Thank you, Kenny.
Mona, we're gonna have to go to our next question here, which is question number 4. On the CEO bench, we often have 7 questions as we talk about the life of a CEO. And I want to take you to question number 4. You are not always big as a businesswoman as you are now from the time you started. While growing business in Uganda is very hard for many women, and not just women, even men. I can share a few experiences that I've been through. Managing success can even be harder. When people become more successful in businesses and they start to do serious stuff, success begin to get into them. Some fail, some succeed. How have you managed the success of Mona Faces and still remain down to earth and still be a person who speaks to borders, a CEO? I find you're around Kisementi where your business is, hello everybody, happy faces with everyone, living your brand even on the street, but yet you're very successful. How have you managed to do that? Some of us, when we get there, I'm now a CEO, don't talk to me, just talk to my assistant.
I don't even know, like, when people say, now you're successful, for me, I'm like, every day is a struggle. Well, not as a big of a struggle as it used to be.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not where I used to be, and I'm grateful to God for that. But I'm also not where I want to be. I'm still growing and I'm still learning. And I feel like business is one of the most humbling things. Like, you can never be a proud person in business.
Yeah.
Like, business is people. How you treat people, how you treat your employees, how you treat your clients, how you treat people around. Like, the people are the ones who bring you the money. So you cannot afford to be proud or arrogant or standoffish. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but like, yeah. So I think for me that keeps me grounded, because at the end of the day you need people, you need to build relationships with people.
Yes.
In order to stay in business for a long time, because like every relationship you build with someone counts. Like, I feel like I've known you for a long time and we've never really had a conversation. Like, it was always, maybe I see at Enduro, hi, like that, and then here I am, So at the end of the day, you never know who's going to do something for you, who's going to connect you to someone that you need, who's going to bring you business even the very next day. So how you treat people in general in business really matters. I feel like that is what keeps me grounded. And also knowing that there's more to accomplish. I genuinely don't feel like I've even done half of what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
Like, there's so much work to be done. And yeah, maybe I'll know when I'm at that level.
Well, I think just your humility does speaks volume for you. The fact that you have the heart of humility, and yet you say, I'm tough when I need to make the decision. I'm also not as simple when I know where I want to go and you want to sway me. Those are really very good qualities. We're talking to Mona on the CEO bench. When I first met you many years ago, we were actually giving Blush Media their first ever interview on XXL. That happened to be one of the shows that I produced that propelled them to be really serious. When we did an interview with them, there was this little girl, petite, you were then trying to do interviews and trying to do makeup and essays and very passionate about it. That's the first time I interacted with you, and I asked myself, and then Hilary said, oh, this is our friend. This is our friend Mona, she's very passionate about this. And then we always call her here to just come and do our photography and makeup and stuff like that. But I saw something in you that was more to do with success, that this person is determined to succeed. And that brings me to the 5th question. The heart of business is sales. You obviously struck me then with the way you were trying to sell makeup to me when you didn't have a studio yet. When you had your business running, it wasn't that big. You struck me as a person who can sell anything. okay? And the heart of business all across the world is sales. Sales will bring the numbers, okay? No sales, no business, as we always call it. And you've just been talking about the customer care service. How have you managed to market Mona Faces, build a brand from ground up, and kept the business flowing to your studio in Kisementi, Kampala? How have you managed to do that?
I think for me, what I would say, sometimes like, yeah, I'm like, okay, where do I start from? What do I say? How do I respond to that?
Yes.
How I've managed to sell?
Yes.
Well, I think selling is more, again, relating to people, finding out their problems and fixing them, you know? Like, I am in the business of making women feel and look beautiful, so that's what I do. So every woman that comes into my studio has to feel beautiful from inside and look beautiful on the outside. And then that's what brings them back the next day and the next day, and we create relationships. So they'll forever and always support me. I've had clients whose makeup I've done since 2015.
Yeah.
When I was just in a small chair, yeah,
I
in
remember
a
that
boutique.
office very well.
Then
Yes,
we
yes.
moved to a small studio, then we moved to a bigger studio, then now where we're at, and those same people still come to me, even with my prices changing and going up, not so up, but like, yeah, I think at the end of the day, still selling to people is relating with people, is finding out what they need and how they want to feel. How is your business making other people feel? And yeah.
Wow. I think the takeaway from here, Mona, is selling to people is how you relate with them, how you make them feel.
Yeah.
I've never done a makeup from you, but I've always been connected. I've always loved to see how you know, first of all, I love your story, growing from where you are and creating a brand. I'm a marketer, and one of the things I do every single day is think for brands and think for businesses. I have seen businesses grow from scratch, and I love the stories of businesses growing from nothing that has no definition to something that's a definition to a brand that now has built equity, that we can say, okay, this business, the name alone is worth this much, okay? The equipment worth is this much, and this is this much. And so I've seen you through the years going through that. Question number 6 would be, you are a huge inspiration to a lot of women all over Uganda at the moment, and as well as the world. When I look at your Instagram pages, it speaks volume. Yeah. You post a video like this, in less than a month you are at 1 point something K, you are hitting 4,000 something and 5,000 something on one video. Yeah. And I'm saying, but this is a girl who started from Kampala, out of Uganda, and now you're beginning to create influence. From your answer about the lockdown, you talk about the master classes you were doing online during the lockdown. Yeah. What advice or tips would you give to young women out there trying to forge a career or a business for themselves, having gone through these stages?
I think the best way to start any business is just, number one, being passionate about what you're trying to do. Like, you have the passion for it. I think passion can drive you and help you do things that you didn't even think that you would do. Like, it's not easy, like building any business. It's not easy staying consistent 1 year after the other, 6 years later, and you're still doing the same exact thing and you're still excited about it when you wake up in the morning going to work. So I think the advice I would give to anyone trying to get into business is, first, really have a conversation with yourself. Ask yourself, am I as passionate about this? Will I wake up at 4 a.m. and sleep at midnight? And then do the same thing the next day, have like only 2 hours of sleep and repeat and repeat and repeat and stay consistent with it after so many years. I think that's the difference, because most people look at, I feel like most small business owners like myself look at business as, I can just wake up, start this and make money. Like, it's always making money. So then what if you don't make money? Yeah. And then what if...
Wow, that's a hard question. Wow.
Yeah, will you stay with it? What if you get a lot of backlash, or, there are so many social media trolls, bullies. What if they try to put you down one day? Like, how are you going to come out of that? So I just think business is just passion. Yeah, this is something that I'm passionate about, and that's all I'm going to talk about. That's all I know. I've not tried to do something that I'm not passionate about. Okay. Yeah.
Mona, I like your drive and I like what you've just said. We are heading towards the evening of our interview today. You've successfully answered the 6 questions. There's always the mystic question number 7. But before I ask that question, you talked about passion for your business and doing everything with a lot of passion. Sometimes passion can be misconstrued. Sometimes we can fall in love with what we're trying to do stronger, that love can drive us crazy, can mess us up, can mess the business up. How do you help some of us who become too passionate about what we're doing and forget about that we're doing business? I love this too much. I don't know how to draw the line between passion and business and make the passion business like yours. Yeah.
No, you learn. You learn. I think I definitely started out as a passionate person. I was ready to do makeup for free. But at the end of the day, you need to pay the bills.
Yes.
You need to grow in your own personal life as a person. So you need the money. So you learn, you read and you learn. I've read a lot of books that have actually helped me so much as a business person to grow.
Yeah.
A book I would recommend is The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Igaba. I don't know if you've read about it.
Not yet.
You've read it?
But I've read about the book.
Very, very, very
done
helpful.
the review of the book. I haven't read it.
Yeah, most especially for people who are artists, who are like the people who do the job. Like you're like a technician. You're the one who does the makeup or who does the hair. It's hard to look at yourself out of that image of, okay, I'm not just the technician, but I also have to manage the business. I have to be an entrepreneur. I have to see where it's going. So yeah, I think reading a lot, trying to find, there's knowledge out there for us everywhere on social media, on Instagram. You scroll through Instagram, you're learning something. YouTube, you're learning. There are books everywhere. So we have no excuses in general.
Well, guys, you're hearing it from Mona right there, coming from Mona, the CEO and founder of Mona Faces. Mona, of course, you are a big inspiration. I must admit that to as many as possible. And we're just about to open up the line to some comments, which you have to respond to, is some of the things that we do here. You're so far speaking to about 1.8 million people in diaspora. These are Ugandans in diaspora who follow the House of Talent Television. About 15,000 people online who follow us all across. These are people who you are interacting with right now. And if you look at this screen, we're talking about leadership, change management, transformation. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, question number 7, the mystery question, if you had to rate yourself as a leader, what would you give yourself?
You know, to be honest, should I give you like the real honest answer?
Yes.
Okay, on a good day, maybe 5. On a bad day, maybe 3. Yeah.
Why are you giving yourself such a low? Yes.
Because I don't know, maybe I'm my biggest critique. Like I feel like I don't like, I'm still learning.
Don't you feel like you're so hard on yourself?
No, I'm learning.
Okay.
Yeah, every day I'm learning. Like there's so much to learn and there's so much that I don't know, and yeah.
So on the scale of 1 to 12, you give yourself on a good day 5, on a bad you give yourself 3.
Yeah.
And that has a question online here, which we are definitely going to bring out at some point. Mona, let's go to...
But it's a work in progress. Maybe next time I'll be 8. So
yes. All right. Okay. We're talking about change management, leadership, and transformation. Let's look at the change management. Change management, I'll explain it to you. Change management requires that, 1, we think about where we're going. 2, why do we need a change? 3, why the change? 3, what processes do we need to go through to change? You have changed offices 3 times. I have seen you. You are now in a different place, and of course a much beautiful place, easier access to your clients and stuff like that. That change meant that you had to communicate to your staff, and that communication needs to really be very clear, because some people fear change. And you've lost staff in the process of change. COVID-19 came and you had to change direction a little bit, but maintain the course of where you're going. On a scale of 1 to 10 on change management, what would you rate yourself?
You know, I really actually, I love change. I hate and I love change at the same time.
Yes.
Like I'm always ready to change. I'm always like quick to like, no, okay, this is not working. This is how we need to do. I think I would rate myself 9, 8. Yeah, that one is, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, change management is rated at 9, 8, and it requires that you communicate that vision and the reason for the change to your people. Have you always done this? And on a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah. What's
the clarity like?
I always communicate everything to the people that matter, that need to know.
Yeah.
Still 9, 10.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm moving forward. So you're either moving with me or you're not. So
or you follow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if change has to happen, it has to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Change management on the fees that you charge. The fees that you charge for your services. You said that you started 1 or 2 and you change. Normally customers don't want change on the prices. No. Now you're becoming too proud. Now you're changing. How were you able to manage the process of change of the prices, the cost of doing makeup at Mona Faces to now the premium prices that we had? And you said you are still going. And how do you intend to manage that going forward with the changing times?
You know, every business changes their prices. Like some change every year, like just keeps going up and up. If you feel like I think it's all about knowing your worth, knowing what you're giving, you know, value for money. If you feel like you're giving the clients that much, then they have to pay. Yeah. So
what happened when they're not paying?
No, they pay.
Okay.
I've been blessed, so they've been paying.
What would you attribute that change of them continue to paying, and when you communicate to them and they pay and they keep going, what would you attribute that success, that bit of success to?
I think also just being fair and knowing that, you know, I'm not just increasing the prices and doing nothing for you. Like, I'm changing the experience at the studio. You're going to come in, we'll give you a glass of bubbly, the environment is nice, we'll do a great job, we'll make you feel and look beautiful. Like, why would you not want to pay? Yeah.
Well, Mona, that's a nice one. And lastly, on the screen, it's our transformation. Where do we see Mona Faces 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 50 years from now? Let's start with 5 years from now.
5 years.
Where do we see Mona Faces?
There's a lot of things I want to do. When people ask me these questions, I on interviews, I never like to answer, because these are things like, it's like almost like my dreams. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to share. Definitely, it's going to be more. I definitely know that in 5 years. Right now, I have a team of 5. I'll probably have a team of like 50. Yeah. I intend to employ as many young girls as possible.
And in
girls
10
and
years?
women in 10 years, maybe like 100,000 all over Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
I intend to roll it out as a franchise. So we're still growing and learning.
Okay. And 50 years from now, what would you like to be remembered for?
You thought I was so quick to be like, I don't know. Like,
50 years from now,
what
you said you have a
want
very
to
strong
be?
vision, and from what you're saying, so 50 years from now, where do we see Mona Faces? And what would you like to be remembered for?
That's a hard one.
Ding dong. It's on leadership, change management, transformation. You've already transformed yourself. Leadership means inspiration. But you
I
inspire
think
people,
I
yes.
want to be remembered from how do I want to be remembered? How I, you know, at the end of the day, people remember how you make them feel.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to really empower as many women as possible. Like, for me, like, I feel like I said, women are going to be on top very soon, and we're going to be presidents. We're going to be making all the laws and everything.
Yes.
So that is what I'm passionate about. Women.
Why would you leave men out of the picture?
I am just passionate about women. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
I
I don't even know how to explain.
Would you ever pick us at some point? Do
No,
you hate us? Do you
I
like
don't.
us,
I
or we
don't hate.
Yes.
I don't hate men, but
Yes.
I'm just really passionate about women,
Yeah.
and their growth and their success and their suffering. And yeah, women are taken for granted so many times. I feel like Ugandan women are one of the most oppressed in the world. So I just want to change that.
Yes.
I just want to be remembered for what I did for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mona, we just going to bring this to a close very quickly, and I just want to take you straight to my last question, which is here. I want to read some questions from here. Some people have asked questions here, and I want to take you straight to this one here. This is coming from Rebecca Ray Naki. It says, Mona is very down to earth and a blessed woman. And God bless the works of her hands. Thank you very much. That's coming from Rebecca. You're almost breaking her down, Bambi. And Rebecca Ray is saying, I wish one day she gets to my face. She gets to do my faces.
I'll definitely do your face.
My face, and when I can afford.
Yeah. No,
Mona,
she'll be able to afford.
Rebecca Ray Naki, she says when she can afford. We want to offer her to come to Mona Faces. What does it cost? We want to pay. The CEO bench would want to pay for her to come. She's definitely a woman. She's saying here that I wish one day she gets to do my face, and when I can afford.
Well, I'll definitely give the CEO bench a gift voucher for Rebecca.
Wow!
Ray.
So we're shouting for Rebecca Ray Nachi, please.
So
go to Mona Faces and you have a voucher right there, and we want to know her experience.
They'll come to you guys,
yes.
and then you give them the voucher.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we want to know what the experience is like. We're actually going to try and, you know, do an interview with her when she's done the makeup.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, well, you have it right there, Rebecca. So please write to us an email to houseoftalenttv@gmail.com, houseoftalenttv@gmail.com, and contact us, or get into the inbox and write to us, and we'll definitely give you a voucher. You have a voucher, and we would like to see how you experience that. You see, that's a nice thing to give to another woman who actually has inspiration or aspiration to be where you are, but can't afford it at the moment, and she's really working hard to do so. Mona, Katamba Kenneth says, how do you deal with inner backlash when you feel demotivated in what you're doing, yet you see it kind of working out? Wow, that's a nice question.
Inner backlash, yeah, it's very as a creative also, like I tend sometimes to overly criticize myself sometimes, or feel like I'm not doing enough, I should be doing more, and sometimes you just get a creative block. Sometimes you're doing everything, so you just get, what is it called, burnout sometimes. Yeah, so I think in those times I call it, there's this other YouTuber I was listening to, and she was still talking about how to get motivated again and find inspiration. She talked about something, it's called breathing. She said it's like breathing in and breathing out.
Yeah.
So she's like, as a creative, when you're putting out content and you're doing this and you're producing something and you're working, you're feeling super hyped and super motivated, that's when you're actually breathing out. You're putting things out there.
Yeah.
And then you reach a point where you just can't, you don't have the gas anymore, you're not motivated, you feel like what you're doing is not working, and she says that's your time to breathe in. So I took that advice, and I always, moments when I feel like I'm not being as creative as I should be, or as productive as I should, I take that as the universe trying to tell me and show me that now, Mona, it's time to breathe in. So I use that time to take in as much knowledge, inspiration. I'll travel, I'll read, I'll watch a lot of content on YouTube. I get a lot of inspiration from other creatives, and just watching other people on YouTube. So I spend a lot of time on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how I think you can get out of that funk. You see an idea and it will spark something in you, and then before you know it, you're back on your track.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mona, Sam Fine. Do you know Sam Fine?
I do, definitely.
Sam Fine
it's
is
the
one
OG of makeup.
The highest paid makeup artist in the world.
Yeah.
And I've always followed to just see how much that guy makes. He makes $3,500. He's the highly paid makeup artist in the world. And that is before he travels, and that is before overtime and all of these things and allowances that come with. Some, of course, beautified such famous faces like Naomi Campbell. I think that's the biggest account for him. And Tyra Banks, that's the big account. And of course, Iman. Where do we see Mona faces? Who do you want to be the biggest?
My biggest celebrity?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. If I wake up one day and do Beyonce's makeup.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in Africa here, who would be your biggest?
Africa. I think my biggest would be... Oh my God, why is this taking me so long to figure out? In Africa, I think I would love to do... I'm still thinking. I've done all of what I would want to do in Uganda.
Yeah.
So definitely it has to be out of Uganda.
Yes, so that's why I said it's Africa. South Africa, the whole of African continent. You talked about Beyonce in America. So which other person would you like to do the makeup here? Because some is at $3,500 a day. That's some serious money.
That's
15 million shillings. For those who are watching, that's 15 million shillings, one makeup.
Yeah.
All right, and you just ended there. So who would be your biggest makeup artist?
Biggest makeup person to do.
Customer, yes, or client to do.
You know what? I feel like I've done the ones I want to do. Like there's so many amazing Ugandan women that I've worked with that are like top.
Yes.
So that means I would have to look at maybe somewhere out of Africa.
Okay. Would you like to share that? And do you have that in your
You know what?
list
I've not
then?
yet figured it out.
Okay.
I'm going to look. I had never thought of it.
Yes.
I don't know why. I've never.
Okay.
Now I'm going to think.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've basically come to the end of our interview, and I just want to ask you something. 1 minute of you to take us through. If you're a team, can you just put that video up? We want really Mona to explain to us what typically a makeup artist do. And I think you have a video when you are telling us, explaining to us what you do. Put that video
But
up.
that's
Yes.
long. Won't it be too long?
No, that's okay. We cut it down. You're just going to take us through what it means. So, how do you typically, that makeup that you're talking about there, the process that we go through and all that stuff? Can you just take us through what the process is?
The process of doing makeup?
Yes. Typically, I don't know how to do the makeup. I don't even know where to start.
So we start with a base. Like for example, if I was to do your makeup, I'll start by priming your skin just to make sure that it does not, to protect your face. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing something different there. I'm applying concealer. That's like the third stage.
Yes.
Then we'll do a foundation to even out the skin tone. Then we do the concealer just to highlight and give more coverage. That's what I'm doing right there.
Yeah.
Cover the dark circles, make sure like the face is like bright. And then after that we'll set with a powder, and then we'll do eyeshadow. And then guys, you'll find out the rest of the information on my YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to my YouTube at Mona Faces. Follow me on Instagram. I have a lot of tutorials over there. Support, subscribe, comment. Yeah.
Well, you've heard it from Mona right there. Mona,
Yeah.
thank you very much for coming to the show today. We're really happy to have you here. And somebody has said, can you please bring that lady back to the show? She was really cool. I feel like we've not had enough of her. Well, we will be able to bring you back at some point. And I got a lot of private messages here. Eddie Okila, thank you very much for bringing that lady. I think I'm really inspired. This is what I was looking for my day. I needed something fresh to take me forward. I'm still scared. Just keep me, keep my name withheld. But tell Mona I really wish I could give her a hug right now.
Oh.
Well, so you have somebody right there who is feeling like you have touched them. I think it's nice to be able to touch people's lives and the manner in which you may not be able to express. But thank you very much for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
What would be your one-word experience? I mean, one-word inspirational message to somebody, if you look into that camera?
One word.
Yes.
I think I already said 2 words.
Okay, please say even 3 words.
2 words. Okay, I think they're going to be a little more. Anyways.
Even 4 words.
It's
even
one
5
sentence.
words. Even
It's
5
one
words.
sentence.
Go ahead.
Just start. Start where you are, and then don't stop. Once you start, you don't stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mona, for coming. We
Thank you for
got
having
it
me.
off, and thank you very much. Go out to our YouTube channel and check her out. but more particularly go to Endiro Coffee if you're in Uganda, if you're in Kampala, if you are in Uganda, or if you visit Uganda, the part of Africa, show up at Kisementi, and you'll find her near Bistro, and of course that's where Mona faces are. And please give her the business. We want to see a Ugandan brand go out there and touch lives, and she says she wants to do her first makeup to be Beyonce, and I think she's going to really get into that and start getting paid like something.
Yeah, we'll get there. And I feel like everyone I work on already is a Beyonce. There's so many beautiful, hardworking, very inspirational women that
Yes.
I feel like I've been blessed to meet through my craft. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm constantly being inspired by women. Like I get a lot of my motivation from women. So yeah, so many Beyoncés out there. You know.
Well, it's over from us here. It has been the CEO Bench. My name is Okila, Mona, and of course, Mona Faces was signing out. Until next time on the CEO Bench, we bring you the story of another CEO as a surprise to you. Stay right there. We'll be right back next week. It's a wrap. CEO Bench.
I'm going to pack that on the inner corner because it's just bright and beautiful, and I love it. It has a bit of, it's a matte shade with a bit of like sparkle in it. Like it has a few like glitter pieces in it. I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush from my Zoraya brush set. I don't know if I've showed you guys my Zoraya brush set. I'm going to be showing it to you just now. So I'm going in with a nude on the outer, like right from the center part of my lid to the outer corner of the lid. I am using the shade Complicated. I'm not going to line my eyes, but I kind of want to create like a shadow before I line the eyes. And I'm going to go back in with a brown shade that I used, and I'm using a smaller, more precise eyeshadow brush, and I'm just packing the brown onto my lid. Guys, this is like a very quick makeup tutorial, nothing extra, nothing fancy, very easy to do, and you could wear this look anywhere, like anywhere. Like, where do you want to go? To the market? This is the look for you. For a wedding, friend's birthday party, photo shoot. Okay, this is a bit too simple for a shoot. Love it. So for liner,
yeah, I'm doing different paintings. I do all branding right now.
Okay.
So as you say that I need like to do community work and do other business. So I'm doing White Star. I'm doing White Star. You don't know White Star Magic?
No.
So that's
soap.
Wallbridge soap.
Yes.
And I'm doing Cowboy. It's like people get my number, call me. For me, what I do, I paint my street art on the wall. I put my number there. You know, everyone is passing there. Everyone passing on
That's
my
really good.
paintings. Okay, so I don't just paint there. I just paint. Then after writing my name, then I put my number. So I'm getting more on my business. People calling me, Abdul, I want you to paint my picture. Can you? Yes, I can paint. You understand? Even those companies like that of White Star, they called me, Abdul, can you do wall branding art on the walls? Yes, I can do. You understand? Even like to do community work in Kawempe, it's like I can't move from Kawempe to the other side. You understand? It's very difficult for me to go in town, you understand, or in Nakasero. You understand? People ask a lot of money to brand your your stuff, to put your work.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mainly working in there in Kawempe. And it's very difficult for me to move from Kawempe and go to Masaka. You understand? That's a big challenge.
But I think it is. I think you can move to Masaka.
Yeah, I can.
I mean, graffiti is also about resistance, resilience, and what is it about? You know, it's also advocacy. You know, like when you're doing a mask, the Corona campaign.
Yeah.
Corona is not only for people in Kawempe to know about.
It
can also work in Masaka. It can work in Toro. But I think the challenge is, how do you find those spaces?
Yes.
I mean, graffiti, like there's a mural here, I don't know, at Alliance. I don't know whether you saw it.
And on that, people ask me money to paint my work there.
Yes.
I don't just go there, just putting it, you understand?